I do have faith that there is a reason behind everything and that there's a bigger picture that I can't see right now.
My sister Jamie Hein has been in prison for nearly 7 years, and she was convicted of second-degree murder for killing my Aunt Becky's boyfriend, Tim Herman, out of what we all believe was self-defense.
I first heard of Tim Herman when Jamie called me and told me that he had just badly beaten up and kicked a roommate of theirs.
Back in 2000, my sister was living in Becky's Las Vegas home when Tim Herman moved in.
I told Jamie at that point, don't ever let him in particular, or any other man, but especially this guy, after hearing about him, put his hands on you, and I don't care what you have to do.
Jamie moved back to the Bay Area shortly after Tim's abusive behavior escalated.
You know, as an investigator, when I look at the criminal background of Timothy Carl Herman, I see a long list of violence and crime spread out through the country. Grand larceny, sexual assault, domestic dispute, domestic battery, again a domestic dispute, petty theft, burglary, mutual fight, petty theft, aggravated battery, battery, kicked a man who was unconscious, DUI, possession of cocaine, and grand larceny. Clearly, this individual, by my standards, is something that should have been interjected into this case as to his prior criminal history.
My parents saw Aunt Becky in 2001 after Tim had beaten her up.
When I saw Becky's face, after Tim punched her and then kicked her in the face when she was down, I would not have let Jamie go back to Las Vegas, except that he was in jail as far as we knew.
In 2002, my sister returned to Las Vegas for a court date, and she stayed with Aunt Becky because Tim Herman had moved out of the house and they were broken up.
We would not have let Jamie go back there, and we did, under the condition that he wouldn't be let back into the house.
After being released from jail, Tim did show up, and my sister saw him immediately get in a fight and attack 2 neighborhood kids, and they chased him out of the neighborhood.
When he attacked those kids, I put a knife in my pocket. I got a knife out of the kitchen.
Jamie knew that Tim was capable of attacking her when she put the knife in her pocket. She ended up leaving the house for a few hours, and when she returned, she didn't know if he was there or not.
I can't imagine that Jamie was still susceptible to being attacked by Tim, that Tim wasn't in jail when she finally did go back to the house. And she didn't have somewhere else to go.
At about 11:30 at night, I came back to the house to go to bed, and I went upstairs, and he was laying in bed with my aunt, and you know, I tried to get my aunt's attention by saying, "Becky."
That was the room that Jamie was sleeping in for the last week with her Aunt Becky.
He looked at me and charged at me. He jumped up off the bed and charged at me like a bull, and I backed up in the hallway, and he grabbed me by my hair. My head was down, and when I saw the staircase behind me, I got the knife and I stabbed him.
The neighborhood kids were around the house when the struggle took place.
There was yelling and a struggle. I was trying to get away before I stabbed him.
And they heard the yelling and screaming happening in the house, so they went inside of the home and started attacking Tim, not knowing he was stabbed.
She didn't plan this ahead of time with these kids. She wasn't part of this crew that he was fighting with. They had a beef with Tim. It had nothing to do with Jamie. But she ended up in the middle of it.
A-E-I-O-U.
What's your phone number?
Dad always taught me that, you know, when somebody's trying to hurt you, you have to do whatever you can to not let them hurt you. And he always taught me not to let a man put his hands on me. You know, that's just how Dad taught, Mom and Dad raised us. You know, Dad never put his hand on Mom or you or me.
We raised her to be independent and strong and to have good character and to care about other people. It's really unfortunate what happened. No one wanted Tim to die, least of all Jamie or us. But Jamie could very well have been the one that died that day.
If you feel that your life is in danger, you can't just let someone push you around and hurt you. I could be paralyzed right now, you know, and I just thank God that I'm not.
If you have a mother, sister, daughter, or friend who has had to endure any type of domestic violence, We support every effort to help you end the cycle. Join us as we pledge to stop domestic violence once and for all, and please sign Jamie's petition to the Governor of Nevada to let her out.